Hello, good morning, and happy Saturday. My name is Meghan Maes, and this is Being Civil in Minnesota. This is the place I come every Saturday at 10 to answer questions that people have about the family court system and working within it and within the rules of family law. I'm an attorney and I do practice family law, and I do advocate for crime victims as well. We have a group on Facebook, and people can post questions there anonymously, and I come here every Saturday at 10. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about representing yourself in court. There's a lot of individuals out there that represent themselves in court. They are referred to as self-represented litigants. Everybody who's a party to an action is a litigant. That doesn't mean they're overly litigious. But they are representing themselves, and they are held to a similar standard as attorneys, even though they don't have the legal training. The courts do have a set of rules that they follow, and everybody who enters those doors is subject to those rules. So how can you put yourself in the best position possible if you are representing yourself in court? So before I say that, disclaimer, this is not legal advice. I am not your lawyer. This is just information. Had to put that in. Okay, so number one, make a good impression. How do you do that? Well, you want to present your best self when you show up. Obviously it's not like the movie Step Brothers where you want to wear a tuxedo to a job interview, but it is certainly something that you want to put your best self forward and show the court that you respect the process and that you're there and you're serious about the issue. Number two, be respectful when addressing the judge. Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. You always want to be the most reasonable person in the room. It makes the court very happy, and it makes their job very easy if there's only one reasonable person in the room. Be nice to everybody, the people that you meet when you walk in. There are court administrators, there might be bailiffs, law enforcement officials there. The judge may have a court reporter or a clerk. These are all people that are just doing their job, and a lot of them are doing a really good job. And they're an intricate part of how the justice system works. So make sure you're being very respectful, even the other side, right? Mr. So-and-so, Ms. So-and-so, how they like to be referred to. The more you can try to not let your face show your emotions or use a tone, even though you may have some real good reasons why you absolutely should not have to talk to this other person when you're in the court, you want to use the respectful kind of ways to reference. Arriving early. It's very rare that a court will call you in early before your hearing starts, but I have had it happen. All the parties were there and the attorneys were there. That is not why you arrive early. You want to arrive early so you make sure you know where your courtroom is. You can get through any kind of security or steps that need to happen in advance of getting into the court area. Some kind of check-in. Sometimes you have to lock up your belongings, and so getting there in advance, knowing your surroundings, kind of getting calm and acclimated can be very helpful for stress. And then you want to make sure that you are very prepared, as prepared as you can be. And there are resources out there if you do have to represent yourself in court. And in Minnesota, we are lucky that we have some of those on the Minnesota Judicial Branch website. So if you go onto their website and you go to help topics, they've got preparing yourself for housing cases, what is the court system like, what can you expect in a family law case. Those can be very helpful. You should observe a hearing if you can. A lot of cases are open to the public and you can go in and observe. I would not suggest binging My Cousin Vinny or Saul Goodman, even though they are great shows. I would not necessarily suggest emulating either individual, regardless of how successful they may have been in their shows. Get a consult. A lot of attorneys, I'm one of them, will offer a free consult. That can be very helpful to point you in the right direction for what kind of resources might help you. Legal clinics. Some areas offer legal clinics where they will help you with forms, filling out paperwork, or maybe even answering questions. Law libraries. Those are usually typically at the courthouse. They'll have court terminals and computers that you can use, as well as rule books and information, so you can try to acclimate yourself to what rules will be expected to be followed when you go to court. Prepare a brief opening statement. Keep it focused on the facts, less about the emotion. The court is not necessarily, doesn't always have the ability to do all the things you want them to do, which is usually like, say, this person was absolutely in the wrong, and I'm here to prove that. Okay, tell the court why. Lay out the facts, lay out why you think that your case is stronger, and what you plan to present to the court. But it shouldn't be very long. And then once you have all of that, you're going to want to make sure that you follow the court's scheduling order. That's a document that will lay out deadlines for things like witnesses, who are people that will come make statements on your behalf, or to support the things that you're asking for, and then evidence, documents, videos, very rarely a tangible object. A lot of times those will have to be provided both to the court and to the other side in advance, so you'll want to make sure that you follow those scheduling orders. So, representing yourself in court can be done, and when you do it, take it seriously, be prepared, and I wish you and your families the very best luck. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. If you have additional questions or things you want to talk about next Saturday, go ahead and post them in the group and refer people that might find this helpful. Take care. We'll see you next week.